teaching drug-based medicine survived. The report is public record. Search it yourself.
So one family decided what counts as real medicine?
The same family that built Standard Oil. They didn't just close schools. They rewrote what healing meant. Before 1910, doctors taught prevention. After 1910, treatment became the only option. Chronic illness became profitable.
And nobody questioned this?
They called it progress. The American Medical Association backed it. Insurance companies only covered approved treatments. Within a generation, natural medicine became quackery.
This sounds like a coordinated takeover.
It was. And it's the same playbook they keep using. Create a crisis, fund the official story, eliminate alternatives, control the outcome. Gulf of Tonkin launched Vietnam. Weapons of mass destruction justified Iraq. Watch for it with the next crisis.
How do you spot it before you fall for it?
You've been trained to dismiss your own pattern recognition as paranoia. The Propaganda Codex reverses that. Every example in this video is broken down step by step. The 7 red flags of manufactured crisis. The 10-second BS detector. The exact formula they use every single time. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Use code SOLAR at checkout. 27 becomes 17. SigilumAlexio.com. In 1910, half of all medical schools in America taught natural healing, herbal medicine, and energy work.
That can't be right.
The Rockefeller Foundation funded the Flexner Report. Within 10 years, over half those schools were shut down. By 1935, only schools teaching drug-based medicine survived. The report is public record. Search it yourself.
So one family decided what counts as real medicine?
The same family that built Standard Oil.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. You know, hey, this is your brother Yassad back at you with another lesson. Well, hopefully this lesson may be edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, because as we understand how this devil works, right? Because we know the scripture mentions them as being they as death and as hell, who can never be satisfied. When you're going to, Bill Gates and Yuval Harari, these men talk, boldly about depopulation and vaccinations and all sorts of, just to delete and bring death to the people. And one way they have been doing it in a very smart and hidden way is through the medical system and the treatments and whatnot. So as you see here, and mentioned in 1910, how they get rid of the natural ways and to prevent, and the natural herbs and whatnot, to include their process and procedures, how sicknesses to be dealt with. And hey, look for instance for cancer. Majority of people going through cancer hardly survive through the chemotherapy and all sorts of madness. Far more for other diseases. So I have something from Gemini and we're going to have the scripture. It said the shift you are referring to was heavily driven by an educator named Abraham Flexner, backed by the massive financial and political power of the Carnegie Foundation and the Rockefeller Foundation. Because there's a reason why these names always problem, because they are the ones ruling and running the whole world and the system of today. You know, while the change didn't happen overnight, exactly 1920, the pivotal turning point was the publication of Flexner Report in 1910, which systematically reshaped American medicine over the next decade. Here's exactly what happened: the shift to Rockefeller medicine. Before 1910, Western medicine was highly diverse. If you were sick, you could choose between mainstream doctors, herbalists, homeopaths, or electric medicine practitioners who focus heavily on botanical remedies, going back into the herbs. Most medical schools were small, for profit, and independent. Right? Because hey, that is it. They always come with their centralization, so everything could come through them and by them. That's why they say all those herbal medicine schools and whatnot, they shut down, and all what survived was what they wanted to be pushed upon the people. You know, that's why when you're going to do with pharmacia, it brings out a lot. You know, because it's pharmacy, but you know the real word before was pharmacia, and we'll go into that way. The Catalyst, the Carnegie Foundation hired Abraham Fletcher to survey all 155 medical schools in the US and Canada. Fletcher was a strict proponent of the German biomedical model, which focused heavily on laboratory science and targeted pharmaceutical drugs. Again, putting, pharmacia, pushing that upon the people. The criteria Flexner graded schools based on whether they had expensive high-tech labs and direct control over teaching hospitals. The fall of natural, botanical, and holistic schools did not have the funding to build these laboratories. The report labeled these schools unscientific and inadequate. Right? Yeah, it would be so because they were pushing an agenda back then. So it would be now that everyone results into as soon as anything you run to the pharmacy, you run to, So as I mentioned with pharmaceuticals, let's go to the word in the right. Online Etymology Dictionary Bible. Right, pharmacy. Medieval Latin pharmacia, a medicine that rids the body of an excess of humor. Also, treatment with medicine. Isn't that what they are pushing? Theory of treatment with medicine. And directly from medieval Latin pharmacia, from Greek pharmakia, a healing or harmful medicine, a healing or poisonous herb, a drug, poisonous potion, magic, potion, dye, raw material for physical or chemical procession. So you see where you're going back into. Before when I was using the herbs, but now it's what? A little healing and what? A poisonous herb, a drug, a poisonous potion. That's why you see plenty side effects and whatnot. A lot of people have been deleted going through their treatment process and whatnot, for many different illnesses. Because it was never designed to heal you or keep you from getting sick. Because this is all a business in their minds. So let's get into the scriptures, because the scriptures mentions about the herbs. Psalm 104 and 40. He caused the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man, that they may bring forth food out of the earth. Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. Right? For it is alright. Well, this here is basically, we understand that the Lord heals as well. For it is neither herb nor mortifying plaster that restore them to health, but the word. This is talking about spiritually. The one I was talking about is because the scripture going into, your healing spiritually, no herb can't do that, but it's the word, right? As the scripture says, how shall a man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereunto thy word. The scripture talk about giving liberty, freedom to the captive, Isaiah 61, well, the precept I was actually looking for is Sirach 38 and 4. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had created medicines out of the earth. We're back into that same Psalms 10. Psalms 104. I just bring out, it was herb for the service of man. Right? The Lord had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. They're not going to hate them, and this is where Esau Edom come in, and set up his legislations, to, hey, don't use the herbs. Let me make treatments through laboratory and set up potions for them to take, so that the people will always be sick. Yeah. So that the people will always be sick. Because again, as the scripture says in Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless if they cause some to fall. Because it's just the construct. That is all they know, to just bring forth death, pain, suffering. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. That is why, for instance, the water, the fully water with fluoride and all these things, they decalcify your brain and all these things. And yeah, the scriptures Jeremiah 13:23, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So this man, as the scriptures say in Malachi 1:4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build what I will tread on, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. So they be in the border of wickedness. That is basically their lot. The scriptures talk about, the wicked are estranged from the wombs, the born speaking lies. So the moment they're born, they're just wicked. So if you are accustomed doing evil, That is in his nature. That is his characteristics. How you gonna expect him to do good? The scripture says, never trust thine enemy, just as iron rusted serves his wickedness. So you see where this man only brings out, death, hell, destruction. The scripture talk about it, Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and verses concerning the red horse and 4. And there went out another horse that was red. He saw Edom. He was red all over like a hairy garment. And power was given to him that sat there, and to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So just like how his sword mean, his nuclear missiles and all these different technologies for destruction, his pharmaceuticals, his medical, setup is to bring death as well. He don't want nothing intended good for you. That's why they want to keep pushing vaccines upon you people for purpose of deleting you all. So for this lesson was edifying. All praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double and CL as the apostles of Faith Millstone. Till the next, Shalom.